The first assault was being raped at gunpoint when I was 20 years old and just finishing college. That had been an absolutely traumatic event, life-shattering, life-changing. And the second assault was something I hadn't even identified as assault at first, and that was my senior pastor, my boss in my first church, coming into my office and forcibly kissing me, part of a pattern of misconduct. I decided I had to do two things. I resolved to do them. One was to write about the first assault, about the rape at gunpoint, and try to unpack not only what happened, but what I believed about what happened and why it changed me and my theology so much. And the other was I wanted to pursue justice against my senior pastor. He'd retired, but I could still bring charges against him through the church courts. So I did that. A lot of people reached out to me about sexual assault, and I realized that this subject area was largely untapped, especially from a church perspective, from a faith perspective. And then in 2017, the Me Too movement began, and the whole dialogue and culture started to shift, but the church's dialogue didn't shift, not the ways I wanted to see it shift. So I thought of Me Too as a gift to the church, and I started to work on this book. I wanted to address the ways the church needs to change, the way we have to face how we are complicit in sexual abuse, how we do a bad job of supporting victims, how we often circle around the abuser rather than the victim, how we extend grace and mercy to the wrong person. I wanted to center the survivor, not the abuser, in how we react. And I also wanted the church to see how sexual assault is part of the abuse of power, and that churches so often cling to these dynamics of power. I wanted to use my own story and other people's stories and scripture and interweave the two, because I believe the church can do better and must do better and needs to bring this topic out of the shadows and into the light.